So Bernhard Raimann here of the Indianapolis Colts going pick 77, which is a lot later than I thought he would go. I think in my mock draft, I had him roughly 50 picks earlier. I thought he was really good. We're going to get into the film and why I really liked him. I'm surprised that I guess I can kind of understand some of the logic behind it. So he has smaller arms. That's not something that concerns me, but it does concern a lot of people in the NFL. So that might be an aspect. He also is older, and so that's also fair. He will be 25 as a rookie, but, you know, Garrett Bowles is another guy who was 25 as a rookie, so that's not a death sentence by any means. Raymond's good. I like Raimann. Let's get into the film, what I like about him, and then we'll talk about the pick itself. All right, let's start off with this play. Let's just show kind of a highlight reel level play as much as an offensive lineman can have a highlight reel level play, which typically those are, you know, really winning your one-on-one matchup, pushing a guy out of the way, maybe in the running game. Well, that's what Raimann is going to do here. So you see him on the field, 76, the left tackle. He's in that box with a one-on-one matchup in the running game. And watch what he's going to do. So right when this play begins, you see how he's able to kind of get his left arm kind of on that, you know, right side of the defender's body. And he's just going to try to use his power to clear up a gap. Watch him just really just take him just out of the play, completely pushes him around. The rest of the blocking didn't really work out the way you would want to. But still, just a great play by Raimann, and that's what he can do. So right off the bat, that's what you're dealing with. A guy who has great hands and has great power, and that's just one example of that. Going over to a play like this, so what's going to happen on this play? Let's talk a stunt here. So a stunt or a twist, whatever you want to call it. The two defenders who you see lined up in front of the tackle and guard. Basically, the most simple way to describe a stunt is just think about it as if the defensive tackle and defensive end are switching assignments on this play. So the defensive tackle kind of becomes the edge rusher. The edge rusher kind of becomes the defensive tackle. However, right when this begins, look at how Raimann doesn't miss a beat, and he notices this immediately and still gets that outside hand on exactly where he wants to. He's going to grab that shoulder pad and just never let go. And again, that's what you want to do, is you don't want to let go of that situation. That outside arm is so important, and he has a great left hand. That's just what you notice when you're watching him. That left hand, I mean, his right hand's good too. I'm just saying, like, you know, the left hand's the important one for left tackle, and he always seems to get it on his spot and keep it there. I mean, watch how he just, I mean, legitimately just holds him there for a while. I mean, how long would it have taken for the pressure to happen on that play? It would have taken a minute. So just a really good play from Raimann, and hands are what's going to win you battles. You know, the offensive and defensive line is such a technical sport. A lot of people don't realize how technical it is, and he has great technique. And also a play like this will show, like, listen, great technique is a very real thing. His hands being fantastic are a very real thing. And when you pair it with him being a great athlete, that's where you kind of can create, you know, that's what creates this great prospect and someone who I do think is a really good tackle prospect, where this plays another example. He's going to be going up against an interior defensive lineman right here. Again, just trying to knock him out of the way, similar to that first play. And I mean, watch him just clear out that area. So, like, on one hand, you could sit here and say, okay, well, you're not going to be able to clear out NFL guys like that, and there's probably some truth to that, but no one's expecting him to be able to clear out NFL guys like that. Oftentimes, the way that you are successful at the NFL level is if you dominated the college level. And his production at the college level was fantastic. He got wins consistently. That's what I always say, right? Do you win consistently? I feel like I say that in all of these videos I'm making tonight. But it's true. It's a big point, and he wins consistently. I think something like this could really go to show the hand placement, right? Because I'm talking about the hands and the power. Well, the hands really do matter. And especially in the running game, getting your hands where you want to matters. And again, it's fair to say at the NFL level, you're going up against defensive linemen who have better hands, so you might not always get the hand placement that you want. You might not always win as consistently, but like I said, if you're going to be great at that at the NFL level, you have to at least be great at it at the college level, and he was great at it at the college level. And what is it exactly? Well, I'll show you. So on this play, you see where, you know, the guy who is supposed to be blocking right here, it's going to be the interior defensive lineman once again. And, you know, that's kind of the funny thing is in college you see this where sometimes the running plays will go through a tackle instead of a guard. And part of that is, you know, with a guy like Raimann, he's just a really good player, and in college, it's like, hey, if we have an NFL level talent, let's run our plays through him, even if it's a tackle, where watch what's going to happen here. So first, you see him be able to move over, and good footwork footwork as well. I mean, that's something that also certainly matters. He's able to get that right hand kind of on that left shoulder pad area of the defensive lineman who he's trying to block. And this is going to allow him to really be able to complete his block, as he now has a point where he can power the opposing player backwards. I mean, look, as you see, that's exactly what he does. Again, just winning and winning consistently. That's what you want to see him be able to do. And I'm telling you, on tape, you consistently saw him be able to pull off these wins, and that's what he was able to do there. So, again, we can sit here and say how well will this work at the NFL level, but the best predictor for having success at the NFL level for offensive linemen is having success at the college level, and he continued to have success at the college level. And like something like this, another good example, going back to him just being able to one-on-one block an edge rusher, and this is just the kind of the stuff that he can do. Again, the arms into hands that he has always seems to set stuff up so well. That's really been a big theme of this video, but it's a really big point when talking about him, because that is how he wins. Watch how you're going to see him, again, get that right hand underneath and get it sort of on that pec area where he can control this play now. For the defensive end, who is right here, like, there's nothing he can really do at this point unless he figures out a way to get the hand placement differently. I don't care how strong you are, when you're in this predicament, you're not going to win. I don't care how fast you are, you can't move because the hand placement isn't what you want it to be. So you have to figure out a way to beat him with your hands before any of the other stuff matters, before speed matters, before power matters, and it helps that he has plenty of power and he's a good athlete as well. And as you see, he does, finish off this block as well. So just good stuff from Raimann. He's a really good player, and you see that on tape. It's just not just the consistent wins, but you have dominant wins as well. The tape, in my opinion, very impressive with him, and the hands are definitely, as you notice, something that really stands out with me. So yeah, it's kind of interesting with the Colts. They obviously gave up that first rounder for Carson Wentz, which was not great. You did get some capital back, though, once you traded him away, which is the nice thing. And now you're using, some of the draft capital you have to get some really good players. I thought Alec Pierce was a big sleeper in this draft, and I think Bernhard Raimann's going to end up being a big sleeper in this draft. He's just a very unique player, and, like I said, he wins a lot. His production is very good, and when you have production at the college level, you typically have production at the NFL level, and I think there's reason to believe he could also continue to get better. So I just think that there's a lot to like about him, and I think he's going to be a very good player, and I think he could even be like a solid franchise tackle. So getting him around 3, yeah, that's a surprise to me. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Bernhard Raimann to the Indianapolis Colts here with pick 77? Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.